Hi there. Welcome to the Pesky Paul Show. I'm Jerry. I'm your host. We got a fun show for you today. And it's always fun on a day the Red Sox win. This will be the last of our special shows where we're talking about other things other than the game and analyzing it and breaking it down. In this episode today, as I said in the last episode, we're going to be talking about the all time Red Sox team as far as uh, what I think is the best starting lineup that they've had uh, altogether over the history of their team. So let's start. Let's start with behind the plate, the most one of the most important positions. And I have Carlton Fisk as the all-time greatest Red Sox catcher. His batting average, his hitting, his clutch hitting was on the 75 uh, American League Championship team. Hit the big home run in Game 6 to win Game 6. Uh, I have Carlton Fisk as the best catcher in the history of the Red Sox. There were other guys. It's a close battle between him and Jason Varitek. Varitek is the only catcher in the history of baseball to catch 4 no-hitters, and he was the catcher, starting catcher, and captain on 2 World Series teams, the '04 team and the '07 team. But the nod goes to Carlton Fisk. At first base, we have Jimmy Fox, another Hall of Famer. Carlton Fisk was a Hall of Famer. Jimmy Fox is a Hall of Famer. At one time, he held the Red Sox record for home runs in a season with 50. That was beaten by David Ortiz, but still a great accomplishment and a terrific hitter, hard hitter. Like I said, he's in the Hall of Fame. At second base, this was a tough call between Bobby Doerr, who's in the Hall of Fame, and Dustin Pedroia, who isn't. But I gave it to Dustin Pedroia, one of 3 players in the history of the team to win beyond 3 World Series winning teams. He was on the '07 team, the '13 team, and he was injured, but he did play in 2018 on a season that they did win the World Series. So I have Dustin Pedroia, obviously Bobby Doerr, great player, and like I said, he's in the Hall of Fame. At shortstop, I have Nomar, 2-time batting title winner, tremendous home run hitter for the Red Sox, tremendous clutch hitter for the Red Sox. We went over that the other day when we talked about the greatest clutch hitters in the history of the team, and he was in the top 5. So I have Nomar at shortstop. Third base, Wade Boggs. Wade won a series of batting titles, lifetime 300 plus hitter, was on the '86 American League Championship team. They went to the playoffs in '88 and '90. Wade Boggs. And the thing about Wade improved as a third baseman every year that he was there. He really worked hard at it to the point where I believe he won a Gold Glove. Might not have been with the Red Sox, but he might have won with the Yankees. The outfield. Well, if there's a tougher position to name in baseball, maybe the Yankees in center field, but the Red Sox in left field. Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, Manny Ramirez. But I, of course, went with Ted Williams, the greatest hitter that ever lived. Last 400 hitter, hit 344, hit 521 home runs. What would he have done with those 5 years he missed because of the armed services for our country? 3 in World War II and 2 in Korea, where he was a Marine pilot. Just a tremendous hitter. Center field, not so easy, but I went with Fred Lynn. Now, there's been some good Red Sox center fielders, but Freddie Lynn did win the MVP. He won the Rookie of the Year, and I believe would have been a Hall of Famer had he never requested a trade to the West Coast, which he did, and went there in '80 or '81. So he's my center fielder. Right field, they've had a lot of great right fielders. Dwight Evans was a great right fielder, but I'm going to go with Mookie Betts. Mookie led him to the 2018 World Series. He's now won 4 World Championships, 3 with the Dodgers. And he was a marvel out in right field. And as he is at second base, as he is at shortstop, one of the great players in the game. So he's my right fielder on the all-time Red Sox team. The designated hitter, that's easy. It's David Ortiz, the greatest clutch hitter in the history of the Red Sox. 3-time world champion, Hall of Famer, just a tremendous player. I took 4 starting pitchers. Number 1, you got to go with Cy Young. They named the award after him. So he's one. Pedro Martinez is another. Best pitcher I've ever seen. Just tremendous. 3-time Cy Young Award winner with them. 3-time Cy Young Award winner. And his 1998 season was just amazing. You could have doubled his ERA or 1999, one of those 2 years. He could have doubled his ERA, and he still would have led the league in ERA. So that's pretty amazing. He was that much better than everyone else. Roger Clemens is our third starting pitcher for them, and just an amazing guy. Amazing number of starts with the Red Sox. I think he is tied with uh, Tim Wakefield and Cy Young for the most wins in the history of the program. Roger Clemens. And then fourth and last, I have Louis Tiant, three-time Cy Young Award, three-time 20-game winner with the Red Sox, led the league in ERA twice. And if you needed to win a big game, Louis Tiant was a guy you'd want out there. He was 3-0 in the postseason for the Red Sox. I mentioned that he threw a shutout in the last game of the 1978 season that forced the playoff game against the Yankees. Tremendous. And as for the closer, we've had a lot of great closers. Jonathan Papelbon, Tom Gordon, Kujay Ohara, just a lot of great closers. But the best closer in the history of the team was Dick Raditz. He was nicknamed the Monster, given to him by Mickey Mantle, who went 1 for 63 against him with 56 strikeouts. He was amazing. Funny story involving Dick Raditz. He was warming up when Earl Wilson was pitching against the Yankees, and the Sox had a 1-0 lead in the ninth. And the Yankees had the bases loaded with Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, and Elston Howard coming up. And Johnny Pesky, the manager, went to the mound and said, "What do you want me to do?" And Wilson said, "I can get these guys out." And he said, "Okay," and started to go back. And Wilson said, "Where are you going?" And so they brought in Mickey Mantle, and they brought in Dick Raditz, and he struck out Mantle, Maris, and Elston Howard on 9 pitches. So he's my closer. So a lot of great players in the Red Sox. So you mentioned some of the guys that didn't make it: Mo Vaughn, Johnny Pesky, Rico Petrocelli at shortstop, Yaz and Rice in the outfield, along with Manny Ramirez, Dwight Evans in right. But my starting team, once again, is Carlton Fisk behind the plate, Jimmy Fox at first, Dustin Pedroia at second, Nomar Garcia-Pera at short, Wade Boggs at third, Ted Williams, Fred Lynn, and Mookie Betts from left to right, with David Ortiz as the catcher. David Ortiz is the catcher. David Ortiz is the designated hitter. The pitchers are Cy Young, Pedro Martinez, Rocket Clemens, and Louis Tiant, with Dick Raditz as the closer. That's it for the show. We'll be talking about, as early as tomorrow, Red Sox games and analyzing the moves or lack thereof by the manager and giving us everything to argue. And once again, if you like the show, please give it a like or subscribe. Subscribe. It helps the algorithm and it really helps us get the show out there. So I look forward to talking to you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.